What's up, yo? Back with another video. Today I want to talk about how cold approaching has changed my life and what I learned from approaching over 100 women. So here's the thing. Cold approaching is something that I recommend every man should do because I think it's a mandatory behavior or mandatory thing for us men to be able to walk up to a girl or woman that we find very attractive and strike up a conversation and express our genuine interest to them instead of relying on our phone, instead of relying through our social circles and stuff like that. Not that there's anything wrong with meeting people through your social circles and dating apps. I use them too, and they work. It's just that for a long time, as men, we have been hunters and gatherers. We have hunted down what we needed, what we wanted, and we went after it. So it's a very primal thing. And then that's something every man should do because not many men are doing it nowadays. Unless they're freaking drunk or they're under the influence of substances at nighttime. So this is what I learned. One of the main things that I learned was resilience. It builds resilience because the amount of rejections that you can take from women telling you that they have boyfriends, women telling you that they're not interested. And it's just so when you constantly get that, the average man will break down. They'll do probably like one or two approaches and they're like, oh, she said she had a boyfriend. She said she's not interested in me right now. And they'll give up. But that's the thing. You can't just give up just like that. Because you can swipe thousands of girls on dating apps and on social media and DM thousands of girls, and half of them, like about not even just half, like 90% could reject you, and you'd be okay with that 10% that actually likes you back, and you guys end up doing something and making stuff happen because the actual results will cancel out all the previous 90% of the rejections that you have experienced. Same thing applies with meeting people and cold approaching. Because you could approach like 50 girls, but yes, like, you could, on a retrospect, you could think like the number ratio percentage is bad. But here's the thing though, once you get that result that you want, that you desire from the woman that you find attractive, it'll automatically cancel out all the rejections that you faced. The reason why I say rejections with quotation marks is because it's not really rejection. It's just that it's not the right time in that moment. Anytime a chick says that she's not interested in you or she doesn't want to be with you or whatnot, it just means now is not the right time because things can change. You guys could exchange info and then who knows, months down the line, she hits you up and wants to actually hang out. I've had that happen to me. I've met a woman, we exchanged contacts because our conversation went well. But because she was seeing somebody or maybe she was just busy in that time, we didn't make anything happen. But later down the line, when she was available, she would reach out. And just the things just start happening. So that's another thing. Resilience and just like you being able to not have like super strong expectations from it, because when you approach, you should approach with the utmost like confidence, utmost genuine attraction, genuine desire for the women. Like sometimes you would be approaching like women that you don't find like super attractive, but she's good enough, and like you might initially just like start approaching them out of like pure practice. And then once you start talking, you might actually find them to be more attractive because of their personality. Maybe you realize or you notice something that you didn't notice initially. That happens all the time. But the thing is, sorry about that. The thing is, you just got to keep at it, bro. You see what you like, you go for it, and you just keep moving on. I'm not saying like treat people. That's another thing I want to get into. Don't treat people like just numbers. It is a numbers game. The more people you approach, the more results you get. It's just like sales. In sales, you cold call, you go door to door, you pitch your products to as many people as you possibly can. Whoever, reflects back at you, those you will be able to do business with. Whoever doesn't, you don't. But you don't burn bridges with anybody. You don't leave things on a bad note. You just respectfully exit yourself out of the situation. So you keep at it, and you treat every woman like a human being. Because I see a lot of like guys on the internet that talk about approaching. They're very monotone, they're very robotic. Even in real life, I know people that are very robotic. They don't express themselves. They don't properly look into the eyes of a woman, say it in a confident, calm tone. And just like, it's just bad. It's just bad. They don't have like no smile. They're just like very, hey, my name is Bob. Nice to meet you, Sarah. Like very, very like just, I don't know. Like, I get it. Like some guys are like, they're trying to be stoic and shit, trying to be more masculine. That's cool and all, but that's not a way. You're a human being, bro. You gotta smile. You gotta show your like charm. You gotta show your like real persona, like a little bit, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just so like the chick could like feel out like how you are. Like it's bad out here, but that's why I'm making this video on what I learned. And not all rejections are bad, because it just means that it's not the right time at the moment, or it's just like she's simply just not reflecting back what I want, and which is totally fine. She's a human being at the end of the day. She's not a freaking robot. Another thing I want to say, top of like why it builds resilience, why rejections doesn't really matter in a sense, is that it makes you better like socially. It makes you better with women. It makes you better with people, because now it's building that emotional strength. It's building that social IQ. So now you're being more socially aware, and it makes you a better talker. It improves your overall mouthpiece. Just by simply talking to people improves your mouthpiece. But you being able to effectively communicate what you want in a given scenario, that's something it'll constantly improve over time. Now that's something I'm working on right now. I don't have the greatest, and I'm totally humbly okay with that. But it's fun. It's a game. The game is this life, and I'm willing to improve it. Every interactions I go into, whether it's in work, whether it's in sales, whether it's a random person on the street, whether it's at a party, I'm improving my communication skills. Even talking to this video right now, that's a way for me to improve my communication skills. So never be afraid to do that. Never be afraid to just go out and go talk to that person that you find interesting. And never be afraid to like express your authentic you. Don't hide behind a mask. Don't hide behind the screen. You could say whatever. Because like nowadays, people are not the same person that they portray themselves to be online as they are in person. It's like two different things. It's like they have this mask. People nowadays already have a mask that like doesn't really show who they are as it is, like in public scenario. And online it's even worse. They have a completely different persona. So that's where I'm going to leave it at right now. Those are the few major things that I learned through cold approaching. I'm probably going to make another video on it soon to like just expand it, and what I learned like more from just meeting people out and about during the day, stone cold sober, not under the influence on anything, because that thing grows you as a man. Doing that grows you as a man. Having to face your anxieties, your negative thoughts and beliefs about yourself head on while you're in the middle of trying to approach somebody, that's some real stuff. That actually grows you as a person, because you're overcoming your fears. So I'll leave it at that for now. Have a good one.